Welcome back to Crypto Mastery, the home of helping you master your crypto portfolio. So today we're going to go through another kind of IDO Metaverse related project. This is probably the last one for the theme of the Metaverse Christmas, although it doesn't mean I'll stop doing these videos in the future. I'm still going to be doing the videos on the the Metaverse, the GameFi, as well as all the other kind of DeFi and crypto related kind of topics and upcoming projects. So today we're going to focus on something called Wasted Lands. We'll take a look at the Wasted Lands kind of website, the game, kind of what it offers, the team itself, and why you might want to invest in this to see up to that 50x potential return on your investment. Again, I'll just say, like always, I'm not a financial advisor. I can't give you financial advice. All I can do is share my opinions based off my own research. It's always best to do your own research and obviously invest where you feel comfortable. So before we get in, what I would also say is please hit that like, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell notification, because there's going to be way more kind of content coming out in 2022. So if you want to keep up to date, you want to catch things early, then it's best to kind of subscribe to the channel and also connect on kind of Twitter as well, because I'll be sharing early thoughts before I can get videos out there. So let's get into Wasted Lands. So let's start by taking a look at the website itself. And as you've seen from my previous videos, I know that the website and how professional it looks and so on isn't a true indicator of kind of where this project's going to go, how much return you're going to get in your investments. However, it is an indicator to the amount of time, focus, thought that the actual project team themselves have put into creating this consumer-driven website that is really going to attract attention. It's going to, entice people to want to involve, to play the game, and for this to be a successful project. So it is an indicator in my eyes. I wouldn't say it's one of the major indicators, but it's definitely one of those indicators. So as you load it up, you can see it's a fairly impressive website, right? We can see that they've got some of the NFT art on here. It's kind of moving, some impressive looking characters. As we go down, we can quickly see that they're starting to share some of the timeline, right? So given the game, given where it's set in the future, post pandemic, so obviously playing on the pandemic theme that we're all living through at the moment. They're saying this scientists from 4W, the strongest terrorist organization, had successfully invented a way of creating human mutation through the impact of a virus. 4W wanted to apply this technology to create a new human race, superior in intelligence, physicality, and even supernatural abilities. And then as we go down, we can start to see that they're then saying, build your own NFT team, right? So build your team, collect your NFT warriors. So basically what they've got is a bunch of different kind of classes. So they've got, security classes, doctor, worker, scientist, so on. And then characters that kind of fall into those classes. And the thing here is to actually build your team based off the classes you want, the characters you want, their abilities, what they're going to offer, and so on. So kind of quite similar to a lot of other games. Obviously, the story itself is, I wouldn't say like super unique, but I would say it's got some unique aspects to it, which is pretty cool. The artwork as well also kind of looks pretty cool. I mean, this game feels like it's got a bit of a Fallout vibe for me. So even the artwork, I don't know, feels like it's got a Fallout vibe to it. So I do like kind of the artwork and kind of what's on offer here. So as we go down, they show a little bit more around kind of the NFT warriors themselves. So looks like this is the kind of warrior class. Hybrids, those who've adapted to the virus become mutants. They are much faster, stronger, and some extremely dangerous. So you go through and they share some information around this, right? So you got Crabman, you got Octopus, Sharkman, Bearman, and so on. What I'd say is the characters do look good, and they've obviously put some effort into it. But I would say they may want to mix up slightly. They feel a bit samey as you go through, which I guess is okay for now, because as they advance it, they're probably going to bring kind of new ones in with a different feel and different vibe to it. It's just a feeling I get when I scroll through, is I'm looking at like fairly much the same character with some minor tweaks. So yeah, pretty cool there. We go down. They've also got a little trailer here. So they're saying the post-apocalyptic world. So that's what they're kind of advertising this as a post-apocalyptic world, as I've said. Let's quickly play this and take a look at this trailer. It's only 59 seconds, so not too long. So as we go into it, they're saying story of the future, 10 years after the pandemic. A new world, a new world order. Again, this is all communities based, so based off the new world, based off the characters, the classes, you are there to build a community around that, the community that you want to build. They've got new species, can you survive and build your own community? And then they're sharing a little bit of, the first match 3 system, explore the world of post-apocalypse, fight to survive. So they've kind of got this like matching system, so where you can kind of, match various shapes and colors, and then you get the right to have a turn-based attack on your opponents. And even as we go through this, there's definitely certain aspects of this. So if I go back and try and see where it is, right, so probably around about here, right? So this is what I mean, why it's definitely got like a Fallout vibe to it. So if any of you ever play Fallout Shelter, which is a cool game. I haven't played it in years, but it was a cool game. When I look at this, I think Fallout Shelter, right? It definitely looks very similar to that in terms of what I'm seeing here, how it's structured, and the gameplay style itself isn't the same, right? So it's very different, but in terms of the characters and the world, it's got that feeling to it. Then they share a little bit around their token utilities. So, you can buy, rent, so players can use World to buy or rent warriors on our own marketplace. So I guess if you're looking to have a battle, you're looking to go into a certain location and take something over, and you need a more powerful warrior to do that, you've got the option to buy or to rent one in order to help you with a specific quest or activity that you're doing. You can stake, staking something that we typically see across most kind of Metaverse and GameFi projects. There's going to be merchandise. Obviously, there's going to be kind of fusing and breeding to create different types of warriors based off the ones you've got. So you can mint new ones. Your PvP battles, of course, and then governance. And then again, as we go down, they share, I guess, another brief video of the gameplay style, and you can see, it's almost got that kind of gem style Tetris feel to it, where you're matching kind of, the gems together, and that's giving you maybe the right to kind of, have that turn-based activity play and attack your opponent. So, push your team, classifying PvP mode as push your team to higher levels in tournaments, compete with real players, and earn tokens. So again, it's playing, it's fighting other characters, it's earning rewards off the back of it. They've got a PvE mode, so gather your crew, take on an adventure, and discover the secret of the apocalypse. So it sounds like there's also that storyline there to finding out what's happened during the apocalypse, to finding out secrets. There's probably missions to go on, hidden things to uncover, and rewards that way as well. And they've got mating, so the world's first game that allows LGBT to have children, mating easily with two heroes, regardless of their gender. So I guess they're bringing the concept of breeding into the game that allows you to mint new characters. And what they're saying here is, I don't know whether this is truly unique or whether other games actually classify it as you can't do it if the characters are different sexes, but they're saying in this, regardless of the sex, two characters can obviously come together to remint a new character. Excuse me, which is interesting. Not a unique feature, but looks like they're trying to put a unique spin on it. And then they've got their features here, right? So all the distinctive gaming features revolving around their ecosystem. So the marketplace, you know, by joining the game, you can choose to become either a conqueror or a wealthy merchant. Marketplace will be a place to connect you with millions of buyers and sellers. So again, like a lot of games are going to have their own marketplace. I'd imagine that they're also going to feed into secondary marketplaces like OpenSea and other places as well. So people can sell their NFTs on the open market in secondary markets as well. You can build your team, so build your ultimate team and conquer your enemies, understanding characters' strengths and weaknesses, as well as billions of possible genetic combinations. That's the breeding aspect coming in again as well. And then expand your shelter, right? So in the near future, there will be a place where you could call the second home, combining with your characters. There will be a new gameplay and new surprise rewards for you. So we've already seen that kind of shelter concept, right? So as I said, from, you know, if we look at the Fallout shelter game, it's kind of got that shelter concept to it. It looks like they're going to have that and then potentially build on top of that. So you've got other spaces you can build in order to, you know, house your team almost. They're sharing their partners here, so some cool partners that are backed behind this. And then finally, just, you know, some of your warriors now. But if we go up, we can also look at some of the other pieces that exist on this website. So we go here. Obviously, we can see that we've got various kind of classes here. We can go into this piece and say, you know, you can actually purchase packages, right? So, oh, excuse me, what the hell? So yeah, you can purchase packages. So they've got plastic, steel, silver, and gold as their packages, and they've got various package prices that sit behind it. So essentially, you know, plastic is 0.15 BNB. You're obviously going to get characters based off that rating as well. So we go up to steel, we can start to see the difference between it. So if we look at like the rarity trait drop rate here, so we look at steel, you're not going to get any normal characters. You're probably more likely to get rare characters from this drop. So this is 0.25 BNB. So you've got a 69% of getting like a rare character. Epic is around 25% and Mystic is only 6%. We pop up to silver. We can see that the dynamic shifts, and I imagine gold also then shifts to Mystic. But we can see here that actually this is 0.4 BNB. What happens here is you actually end up with 35% being kind of a rare character. You've got 55% epic drops and then 10% Mystic. And as you go to gold, gold really, you're not going to get any normal characters. You're not going to get any rare characters. This is 1 BNB. What you're going to end up with is kind of 81% being epic drops and then 18.9% being mystic drops. It may be quite nice to see a little bit higher on the mystic side of things. Maybe 25%, something like that. But yeah, so they're your chances based off your investment. Now, depending on kind of, you know, how much money you've got, how much you want to like be bullish on this game, the NFTs you need, and how much you play it, you've got chances of getting various characters by buying one of these 4 packages. So yeah, they also say like the Warriors sale timelines, and then they share a little bit on where they've actually been listed and sold in the past. We'll talk about how you can get in on this game a little bit later in the video, where you can go, how many days you've got, and so on. So there's a lot of like useful information here. And then you got select your options. So you bought 0 packages, check if you're eligible for contribution pool. So basically I haven't bought anything at the moment, so nothing will show up here. You've got contributor pools, which is currently 100% sold out. And the public pool is also sold out as well, right? So the last piece probably walk through here is the marketplace itself, because they have launched their marketplace. It is up at the moment. It's quite interesting to look at their marketplace. So I filtered it by the price high to low, which I find quite interesting, right? Because if you filter this high to low at the moment, You've got, obviously, let's look at these top 3 characters here, right? Let's look at this one. This one apparently is 502 BNB. That's around $274,000. Now, I don't know who actually owns these characters, whether these are being sold by the Wasted Lands themselves, or these are being sold by people who have bought packages, minted these characters, and kind of now are looking to kind of resell them back to the market. If we were to click on this one and go in and take a look, we can quickly see, as I said, 502 BNB, hefty price for a single character. So we take a look at this. It is a mystic character, so obviously the rarity is as rare as you can get because it's a mystic character. Excuse me. However, yeah, 502 is a lot for this game. I wouldn't be spending 502 on a character. We can see that like 13 days ago, it looks like this was kind of minted as a character. It was then first listed at 199 BNB. It was then delisted and then relisted at 49 BNB, delisted and then relisted at 502. So really do like check out the history of some of these NFTs. Check out the game itself. Is it worth that level of investment? I would say, given where the game's position where it is, given that it's an early game, there's no way you'd be spending 502 BNB on this character, right? I don't see any advantage in putting that amount of money into a single NFT at this space, especially when I look back at the history of when this has been minted and also kind of its listing history as well. So just be mindful and cautious of that in the future. So let's take a quick look at the Wasted Lands white paper. I'm going to skip through this. I'm not going to go through all of it because, I'll be sharing the links and stuff in the description below. So you can always go yourself, take a look and have a read. As I said, it's important you do research your own investments to be sure you're investing in the things you believe in. So quickly go through. So again, they're sharing a little bit around this story, which we've talked about before. The market problems and their approach. Most NFT games currently suffer a common issue: low player base. Many of them don't even publish their metrics. For example, monthly active users. The root cause is expensive initial costs for a new player to take part in the game. They have to pay upfront a large sum of money to acquire NFTs before actually playing the game. So it sounds like they're looking to lower the bar on the investment required to get in. It depends on how you look at this, right? Because you can get in on this game by just buying kind of the normal character pack, so the plastic pack, which is I think 0.15 kind of BNB, which is interesting. So if we were to go on to CoinGecko, right, and we were to look at BNB right now, what would that actually cost you? So to take a look. Wait for CoinGecko to catch up. So yeah, 0.15. So $82, right? So fairly reasonable to get in on this game at the moment. So they have lowered the bar. I have seen some other games and it's quite expensive to get into the NFTs and to get into the games. I wouldn't say they're all like that though. So to say that the market is it potentially is a common issue, but I wouldn't say it's that common, and other kind of games are lowering the bar on that as well. So it's free to play and play to earn, which again we see across a lot of games. They're sharing a bit about their game mechanism, how to convert free to play to earn users. So that's what they want to do. They want to convert you from being a free to play to a pay to earn kind of user in the long term. It's also then, sharing how they're going to do that, a little bit around the game assets themselves and kind of how they can be sold and so on. Assets and staking and renting. So, the staking aspect, the renting aspect, their treasury. So the treasury fee comes from the various aspects of the game. The token utilities themselves. So governance, main utility token. the tokenomics of how they're going to be split up and how they're going to be separated against public sales, private sales, advisors, teams, and so on. And then the use of the sale proceeds, so, you know, liquidity in exchanges, operations, and growth, and so on. Then a little further around the tokenomics, so again, kind of what we can expect, the prices, the raise value, and so on. Their roadmap, so again, 2021, token listing, token seed, private round, then January, February, March. So I like the fact that they've got the roadmap that's split down into months of what they're trying to do, what they're going to release, and they've got like the roadmap up to the end of Q4 2022, which is good. And then a little bit about their team, right? And their team has got a good blockchain experience, but also good gaming experience. So go through this, we can see that they've worked at a number of kind of, you know, gaming companies. They've got good kind of blockchain experience. And then I believe at the end of here, they share some of the games that they've been involved in the past as a team. So, you know, we can see that they've been involved in some like fairly good games that we probably would recognize. And then they're just obviously sharing that as a team. You know, they work hard, but they also play hard as well. So the white paper is interesting. It shows you, like, it does show you that piece about the team, which I think is really interesting. They've got good experience in the actual, you know, the gaming space and the blockchain space, which is always important for this because they need to think like a gamer. They need to take that experience and build it into this game for future success, moving forward. So I think that's a great aspect. If you take a quick look at Twitter as well, they've grown to a fairly substantial kind of Twitter following. If we take a look at Twitter as well, they've grown to a fairly substantial following of over 100,000 followers, which is good. They're fairly active in this space as well. So we can see that, you know, they've got a number of tweets and engagements going on around their official channel as well, which is always good, right? You want to see active engagement, you want to see regular engagement, they're sharing their partnerships and so on. So another good research point for you is to check out their Twitter, who's engaging, how often, who are their partners, are they advancing and moving things forward. In terms of getting in on this, so this is available to get in on a token sale through GameFi. At the moment, there's a community sale, and then there's also a normal sale as well. So there's a whitelist which ends in 6 days, so you've still got some time to actually go after this and get in on this project. What I'll be doing is I'll be sharing the details down in the comments below of GameFi, how you can get involved, where you can access this and go and check it out. Because it is a cool project. I think you should look at this, go and see what it takes to get involved, and be a part of the launch. So let's do a final recap on the Wasted Lands. So from a team perspective, they've got a strong team, a lot of gaming experience, a lot of kind of blockchain experience, which is what we're always looking for. The game itself looks pretty cool. They've released their marketplace. They've got a good roadmap, got cool looking NFTs, some fun gameplay style that we're kind of used to seeing across a number of other games that I think will attract players to this game. And yeah, just a really strong idea that I think will attract attention, with a good following initially of over 100,000 people on Twitter, and also they've got a number of people on kind of, you know, on the Telegram and the Discord as well. So great kind of social and kind of community presence there. I would say that from an investment perspective as well, with this being still in the IDO phase, you know, it's around 30 cents to get in on this. The total supply for this is 100 million, I believe. So actually, 30 cents for 100 million is pretty good. I think you'd only need to get it only needs to go to $6 for it to be like a 20x. Obviously, it'd need to go all the way up to $30 for 100x, but which is feasible, right? For something that only has 100 million supply. More than feasible for it to go as high as $30. If it gets more of that social presence, if it gets the community and people using it, it's definitely got that potential. I would say that, you know, my prediction here from a price perspective is the you're probably going to see it go to around 20x maybe at launch. So you're looking at maybe around a 20x game at launch for this one. And then longer term, as we go into 2022, if they deliver on their roadmap, if they build that social presence, I can see this giving you a return of up to 50x in the 2022 period. So that's my price prediction. That's the kind of Wasted Lands game. Like, what are your thoughts? Share your thoughts in the comments. Do you think this is a good investment? Would you be wary about this? Is this something you're going to be bullish on, getting involved in, trying to get in on that kind of IDO, IGO? Yeah, share your comments. And in the meantime, I'll see you next time.